So Pierre's gonna get graded, but not till January. January. So much gonna happen between now and January. But he's gonna be up for a leadership review. It's standard protocol, when you're the leader of a party and you don't win your seat or the election or anything. But the CPC haven't had a leadership review since 2004. Usually because when people lose, they just leave. But Pierre, being the eternal squatter, he's not going to do that. He's going to wait it out and make everybody go through this thing in January. And then I guess we'll see if he will remain leader of the Conservative Party of Canada. Now, somewhere between now and January, there will be the by-election. Or one of his members that was duly elected gave up their seat so that he could run in a pretty safe conservative area to guarantee that he gets a seat. I'm hoping that people recognize that Pierre doesn't give a shit about that riding. He will never come to that riding. He certainly won't live in that riding. He's just using that riding. But I digress. So what's Pierre going to do between now and January? The same thing he did for the last 3 years. He's going to campaign the fuck out of it. Because he wants to stay leader of the CPC, even if that's not the best interest of the party. So he's going to do what he needs to do. Ultimately, it's going to be the decision of the members of the CPC. And don't go buying membership so that you can vote. We don't do that. Let it play out the way that it's meant to be. But according to some of Pierre's biggest supporters, the CPC and Pierre are launching their very own podcast. We just need to name it. Pierre and the CPC starting a podcast certainly gives them an opportunity to reach their membership, tell them all the things that they coulda, shoulda, woulda, and hopefully gain support. What would we name a Pierre podcast? Slogan City? Pierre pontificates? I miss Justin, how about you? The options are endless, but that's one way to campaign without actually campaigning. But he's not in this alone. He needs friends. And so again, this person who loves Pierre. If you're on the Twitters, you can go to their page. If A Teenager's Room was a page on Twitter with pictures of Pierre from, Teen Beat. Remember Teen Beat? Yeah, that would be it. This person loves Pierre. But anyway, apparently Pierre, because he has so much time on his hands, decided to get in touch with a bunch of, I had to stop myself there, content creators, people who post things in favor of Pierre. But he found time to give them a call. Say thank you, I'm assuming. Tell them when the check is coming. Now, I didn't see Miss Canada post that, but her hub sure did. Now, I know I've seen a lot of people going, how would they have the contact information if they're not in cahoots? They could all be in cahoots, but it would be easy enough to figure out. You send a DM. Hey, I'm Pierre. Is there a way that I can contact you? Maybe it's like those messages we all get on here. What would you do if $7,000 was deposited into your account? I don't know, but I'm sure there's a way that they can get in contact. Good for Pierre, if it did happen. And good for these content creators, if they got a call from their crush. I feel like those types of relationships are use. So I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens with the by-election. Carney's not going to let it drag on, but he's been a little busy. And then we'll have to wait and see what happens in January. I remember in Alberta, when Kenny had a leadership review, and he got 51%. Enough to stick around. But he decided to bow out, and then we got her. Sometimes the devil right? The CPC has a lot of decisions to make. Are they going to continue down the path of alt-right propaganda? Are they going to try and scooch back over to the center? That would take a lot of scooching on their part. They're pretty far right. But it's a quandary, a conundrum, because we already have a center-right government. So, where do they go? You can't really have two center-right parties. They have a lot to talk about. But at the end of the day, the membership will decide. Do they keep Pierre, or do they try to win the next election? You can't have both.